gentlemen, welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world.
And then Tay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It is the Morning Shake with me, your host, Xavier Erickson. Of course, my co-host, Mr. J. Paris.
Yes,
What's happening,
bro?
bro?
Yes. Good morning. It's a beautiful...
I feel like my mic is soft, but can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, bro. I don't know why don't you ever wear headsets, bro.
Headphones, bro. I can't hear them.
Like, headphones are so dope. You get the whole environment. You know what's taking place. You can
Anyway,
hear
bro.
yourself. But in any case, yeah, good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world. It's your boy, J. Paris. We coming to you live on this beautiful Monday morning from Johannesburg, South Africa. It's the Morning Shake powered by the Inside Show, and it's one of the best podcasts in South Africa, in the world, in the continent, the universe, wherever you go, the whole galaxy. This is it. What's up, bro?
Dope. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we have a repeat offender in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Welcome our guest again. I feel like Nicole's one of those guests that end up becoming one of the co-hosts.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad because that's something I want to actually talk to you guys about.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nicole Cola Pops.
Hello,
What's
hello,
poppin'?
hello.
You're no longer a guest, so I can speak over you now.
Look,
You know,
I
guest
wouldn't
vibes is
prefer
like
that.
I'm tripping, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
We like that.
Like
now.
we can just have
Yeah,
a converse,
we
not
just
now
like-
like Jay. Let's let her talk for the next.
Nah, because
30
you know what
minutes.
happened. So I posted. So here's the thing, right? When you in studio and we talking and the excitement is high and that, so we like talking, we're having a good time. But now the thing is, so I cut when Kaylee was on the show, I cut a piece and I posted it on TikTok, right? And it went viral. They're like, I think it's on 400,000 views at the moment, right? But the thing is, we were bantering, bro. And remember, we were doing that food challenge, and there was a whole bunch going
The
on.
extra artist.
Yeah, he was there. We were busy like bantering, like joking, going over each other, like just going crazy. Then people were in that comments, Chance, what kind of interviewers are you all? Let us speak Finnish and da. I'm like, go watch the whole thing.
Look, I
so you
also
can
got feedback
see.
like that.
Yeah, I know. That's it.
From the show. Sorry. I also got feedback like that from the show. Like they were like, everybody's talking on top of one another, which is fine because we understand we having the conversation, but to the viewer, they obviously gonna judge. They're gonna be like, we can't hear.
But did they watch the whole thing or were they watching the clips that you were posting?
Probably clips. Yeah, most likely the clips.
Which to me, that's the issue with clips, right? Which someone brings us so much into our conversation. The issue with clips for me is is the fact that you watching like a 15-second or 20-30-second piece and you're not aware of the full context of the show. You're not aware of the energy of the show. You're not aware that the vibe was up there. We were joking, we were laughing, we were like talking over each other. And so it's kind of like it's unfair to now judge it on that 15 seconds.
No.
Go watch the whole show.
But they will. That's the
Which-
thing. At the end of the day, you can't control how the next person sees or understands it. Just like a topic we were speaking about, Andrew Tate, they're going to take a small piece out and no one will know the context and immediately judge you based on that. So it's just something that you need to be very aware of on social media anyway. No matter what you're talking about, we can be having a conversation about relationships and they just cut out a piece where you're like, no, but women, you know, I'm maybe worried about women. And just the part where you say, I've maybe been hurt, they'll cut that out. And now you're speaking about women and you've been hurt and you don't trust women. They'll cut just that little piece out.
And
post
someone
that,
say
and
you
then you become this
misogynist,
terrible
and
person.
you hate women and things. It's like, how did we get there from here?
You're like, oh, guys, like. but
So,
it's
so we got
just
some
be
interesting
careful.
conversations. Tate is out. We're gonna speak about that. Some conspiracies are happening. ESCOM is happening. There's some information that came out about our dear friend Mr. Covey, about how they are now finally saying they inflated the numbers purposely. They're admitting it, bro. Admitting that they inflated numbers. Some stories about ESCOM, about how the whistleblowers' lives are in danger because they're actually saying that, hey, look, we're seeing what's going on here behind the scenes, but now they're threatening our lives, literally, or our families and stuff. It's becoming like a bit of a mafia situation going on. It's becoming a bit of a Mexican cartel that's busy happening here, where we literally, putting people's lives at risk now for wanting to speak the truth, which is what's happening overall.
Why do you think they want to do that?
Obviously, but we're gonna have that convo.
It's also been, and that's why I'm here. It's also been a big weekend in the sporting industry. Banyana rather. Apologies,
Oh,
they got
yes.
knocked out, unfortunately, of the Women's World
Nicole, did you
Cup.
post a link
Did you?
on your people's things? Don't you want to tell them you're going live?
Dope. Yeah, unfortunately, Banyana got knocked out of the Women's World Cup, but big ups to our women, our ladies. They represented well, and Jake Paul.
Did they get knocked out?
They got knocked out round of 16.
But they made it to the how high did they make it?
out of the so it's the group stages, and then immediately after the group stages, round of 16, and then they got knocked out.
Why? So I thought the way people were excited, I thought, yo.
Now they were
In
excited.
like the
No, they were
semi-finals
No,
or
they were
something.
excited. No. Like they were excited because the last game of the group stages they played Italy, and that was a must win. That was a must win.
And
A
then we
must
won
win.
it.
And then we won it. And
Bro, but the truth is, at least Banyana is better than Bafana, bro.
nah, facts.
Yeah,
They at least.
It's like, yeah, at
went to a
least
World Cup.
at least somewhere,
Someone's
someone doing
representing us.
something for us.
Nah,
Yeah.
big
And the
facts.
crazy thing is, like, we have amazing football players here.
We do.
It's like we should be okay. Besides, like, okay, we have Dusky where they like and they want to like put their knee on the ball and stuff. But we actually have really talented players. I just don't know why they're not progressing.
I know why.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's all political and it's all racial and it's all because if you look at some of
not
the
on merit.
you look at some of the good players, a lot of them are colored, a lot of them are Indian. Not
Look,
a lot.
I know a
but-
lot of good colored guys, and I'm thinking not just like locally playing like for Pirates or for Chiefs or anything. I'm talking like Premier League. I feel like some of our guys deserve to be there. They are.
But
that
some
good.
of our guys do end up going there. Like
Do
what's
end
the
up.
homie that went?
I know.
Yeah, Foster is
Lyle
is
Foster.
Lyle Foster's for Burnley.
Went, Benny McCarthy
Benny,
went,
Steven
Steven Pienaar went. And so that shows you, if you're
There's
looking
potential.
at, here's the colored Owens from Eldos, Reveille, Bosmont, Cape Town. The gents are here,
these
bro.
guys that's representing
Why
on
must
the
the gents
biggest
go
stage.
there to go and play?
Even now with Benny, I mean, he was coaching in a couple of years ago, got fired and
And then he
coaches
said,
for
"You
Man
see who's
United
the joke now?"
Yeah.
And then he went there. But that's the truth. And the reality of the matter is it's not a conspiracy anymore. It's not we trying to be racist. It's not because you are now grasping for straws. It's a reality. You hear it all the time. You hear people saying, bruh, we didn't get discriminated against. Life, jive. We see it in our faces to say, yo, what gaan on? You didn't know this man is good, but how come this O that can't even kick the ball straight is getting in? But the O that we all know, this O is supposed to get a chance, but he's not getting in. And it does boil down to racism, and it does boil down to being marginalized, especially as the brown people are. And because we know that the last time Bafana was any good was with Mark Fish, Benny McCarthy. What changed? The politics changed.
Yeah.
See,
I think
And
it's
so-
all about money at the end of the day.
it is, but there's a lot of racial implication there also.
But
For me personally, that's what I feel. I don't know. Some people
Jay,
will
what do
disagree
you
with
say?
me.
Nah, I'm 100% with that, broski. That's basically, and not just in the football side of things here, bro. In literally
in a lot of
everything here in
things, yeah.
South Africa, bro. That a lot of things has to do with racism, bro. But
Which
we
brings me to
just-
my
yeah, we
first
just
point,
keep it
actually, bro.
moving.
I want to speak Seven the Land. I watch 70 Land. I want to speak Seven the Land, right? Seven the Land recently has now come out where they said that, look, they're going to have to cancel it. They're going to have to, the viewership has dropped. And so, again, the small backstory from my side is that I do know some people in the industry. We've worked with some people in the industry. About 2-3 months ago, we were called up because I belong to a biker motorcycle club, and the one of the characters in the show was joining like a biker club or whatever, and so we were basically the riders that he was joining. So we in the show there, a couple of scenes that we're kind of featuring there, and so with that, I was obviously coming out saying that, hey guys, listen, we're gonna be on Seven the Land, da 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 da. And like 90% of the people I spoke to were like, bruh, we stopped watching Seven the Land long ago. And I was like, but why? And that sparked a conversation. And because one of my friends are a producer, we had him on the show, he's a producer in that industry. And I asked him, bruh, now, like, what's going on? So he gave me some insight behind the scenes kind of info like that it's not really even that big of a secret. It's like anyone with a brain could have seen like, okay, yeah, I see why people feel this way, or I see why things are going this way. But I don't want to give my input. Nicole, you made a video about it on TikTok, went kind of viral. I made a video about it on Instagram. People were also commenting and going crazy on there. Thoughts?
Okay, so I made a video 20 minutes after the news was released. Because somebody shared it. I like to share like current news, and I knew most people haven't even spoken about it. It was literally just on Google, like there was 2 articles about it. So as soon as I found out, I knew this was fresh news because I'm a content creator. I figured I'll take advantage of this, post it, and I think that video went to about 60,000 views. But I wasn't asking anything specific. I was like, guys, did you hear Seven de Laan was cancelled? Why would it be cancelled? It's an award-winning show. Because I never knew anything about it. I just made the content because it was relevant, it was new. I still thought Seven de Laan was popping because I don't watch it. And I think it's about 13 years that I haven't watched it or so. So posted the video, and then the comments started.
Like, I thought it was still popping.
Yeah, because I don't watch TV.
Now, the last time I watched it was in matric because we had a project at school
About
based on
Seven
Seven de Laan. So
No,
I was forced.
But that
For me-
was I think my third point on my Instagram page. But I want you to continue. But that was my third point of one of my points. The fact that our generation grew up, we're working
knew
now, we're
it, yes.
hustling with us and that. So we're not really watching
But
TV
because we
anymore.
don't watch TV, but I
At all.
think we've got Netflix, we've got YouTube, TikTok, social media.
But
So
remember, we got Cake Net also, we got St.
Fair
Worcester, we got
But that's
a
a
bunch of
different
other
show
African
completely.
shows that wasn't there when Seven de Laan was on
but
top of its
Seven de-
game.
For me, it's like we grew up on it. Oh, Bas, you know, my narkie put. You know, the word.
Gevleurde woorde that people were even using like in
So they
at
were the
weddings and stuff.
originals. They were what made South
Those are the
Africans fall
OGs,
in
yeah.
love with the show.
That's
And
true.
so honestly, I thought Seven de Laan is still. You know, I saw the pictures, like the outfits, and I thought it was something that is still current. People are still watching it, you know. Because my parents, I figured they're watching it. I don't really know. So I made the video.
Were
and
they
then-
still watching it?
No, they're watching St. Worcester and stuff. So,
But that's what I'm saying, Cake Net wasn't there that time.
yes. But
Now you
people
got St.
loved it.
Worcester, you got...
We don't know that things... Okay,
I'm just out here trying to figure out and why did they ban it? You're like,
No, we're gonna
what's
get
going
there.
Not
on?
banning
Not
it.
ban like, yeah, why is
Cancel
it?
it. No, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So that's what I thought. That's why I made the video, to get people's responses. But then people's responses on my first video was like, no, it's because it's too Afrikaans. And the demographic on SABC is not, they're not predominantly Afrikaans. So it's just this one show, they're losing ratings, and all the assumptions started coming on there. So I was like, Then I spoke to you. He gave me a bit of insight as well. And then based on the comments, you can also see what's trending. Some will say it's this, some will say it's that, some will say it's that. And then I think maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks after I made that video, because if you Google it, Seven de Laan cancelled, my video popped up there on Google from TikTok. So I was like, oh, because now, I don't know what she's a lady, she's a journalist, and she's quite popping. She had a interview with somebody from SABC asking, what is happening? Why is this being cancelled? Because they had 2 cast members from Seven de Laan on there, and one of them was
They had it on Morning Live.
I think
they
it's the
had
lady from Morning
Yeah, they had
Live.
Vanessa, I think.
Yes,
and then they had...
her name isn't Vanessa.
Her real name is not Vanessa, but I mean like from the show. And
What's
then,
her name?
I don't know.
You
what
also
her
don't
name
know,
is.
so don't judge him.
No, it's like if you walk past Obas, that's what you're gonna call him. But
Yeah.
that's not his real name. You know what I mean?
Like
But
they call Neville Mankies.
we
His real
really
name is Zayn.
take the character, and that's who they become in real life for us.
Yeah, because that's the character we grow up watching. But guys, for everyone watching online, please do drop your comments in the comment section. You know how to have the conversation with us, because we have the whole entire comments open right in front of us. And Jay has it in front of him, Nicole has it in front of us. So if something pops up, you literally part of the conversation. So say what you want to say also there. We'll throw you in the conversation there as well. We'll mention your name. We'll say what you're saying. Obviously, whoever goes onto the video will see your name,
yeah.
and what you're saying, but we'll mention it and become part of the show. So for me personally, there was one big elephant in the room at the end, which I also pointed out in the end of my video, which was the LGBT agenda, which was the woke kind of agenda. And you know what they're saying now is that go woke, go broke. We saw it in Hollywood whenever they're trying to over-perpetuate this, the LGBT agenda, when they're over-selling the gay story or the lesbian story or the there's 2 fathers in this family or there's 2 mothers in this family. They kind of overselling the story, which now is not
They're
conspiracy.
still on that point, bro.
It's still on
Of
that
the-
point.
so
It's
that's
still on that
sneaky.
point.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
I
still
see
on
where
that
it's
point.
going.
And so it's not conspiracy anymore. There's some leaked behind the scenes conversation that happened at Disney also, where the producers and directors are literally saying, we are now no longer gonna make our agenda kind of hidden. We're going to make it public now. We're going to say what we really were thinking the whole time, what we really wanted to say, which is very telling, because if you're saying that we're no longer going to hide it or no longer going to make it subliminal, what you're also saying is that we've been making it subliminal this whole time. We've been trying to force it this whole time, but we were kind of undercover, because that's what you're technically saying, because you're admitting that that's what we've been doing this
And
whole
now we're
time.
coming out
And now
and
we're
doing
going to
it
come
just-
out and actually be open with it. So Buzz Lightyear was one of the big movies that actually came out with that agenda, like on the forefront, in the front line. And people were like, hey, hold on, we're tired now. So a lot of conservative podcasters, a lot of conservative people that you're watching now that are coming out, and especially I like Patrick Bet-David. I watch a lot of his content. I don't know if you've ever watched anything of Patrick Bet-David. Go watch him, you like him. Someone like you will definitely vibe with Patrick Bet-David. He's a businessman. He's originally from Iran. His parents moved over to America with him, so he's kind of first generation American now. Actually, he's not. His kids should be first generation American. Started a business, blew it up, is absolutely successful, but he's a very conservative viewed guy, like conservative religious kind of guy. He wasn't, but he's also saying now what's going on is pushing him more to become more conservative. And he did a whole poll, right? And he actually did a poll based on what's the website that does all these, like the polls to show, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but you go watch his video, he does the poll about that. And Gallup, it's called Gallup. So Gallup does a poll to say that in the 70s, how many people thought that the LGBT agenda was natural, and how many people thought you were born with it, and how many people thought you get it like via
Through people
society
and
and whatever. And then the number was extremely low. Then in the 80s, the number was a bit higher. And there's a clear line when it shows after the 2000s and like 20s, that number quadrupled.
Spikes up.
Or it spikes up big time. And then he says this contributes to the fact that this was when they opened the floodgates and started making it movies, shows, everywhere you turn, pride marches, rainbow flags, it started becoming such a big thing. And now they're showing that because a culture is pushing it, like,
They're
almost
accepting it now.
but more so just accepting it, they almost forcing it on people, and they dumbing down the people who are coming out that transition and came back and said, hey, hold on, this transition thing didn't work for me. I'm now regretting my move. I'm regretting my decision. They cancel those people. They switch them, like what they did with COVID. When you disagree with the agenda, they mute you. They cancel you. They switch you off. So a lot of people went back to the Sea of the Line issue. I went all the way there to come back here. Is that people were scared to say that, and like we don't agree with us two guy Owens kissing you on my screen. I'm sitting here with my children. It's 6 o'clock. We came from work. We're having dinner. Now I must watch two men kissing. Why? You didn't do this ever with a man and a woman.
So they wanted that.
So
in
you
Seven Alive.
purposely shoving this thing on people.
Okay,
now.
wait, before you go. So
for it.
a few years ago, they actually did have this on the show. There was two females. I think it was like somebody was in jail or something. Now, I only did this once I did my second video on TikTok. I did a bit more research, found out, because now I saw it's trending. Now it's like on Morning Live, that type of thing. So I was like, oh, guys, oh, let me make another video. So that went to about 300,000 views, where I purposefully said, okay, there's about 5 reasons based on what the public said as to why Seven Dalan was cancelled. You tell me what your opinion is. Just to give them what they've given me, and now I put it into another video. And when I was doing research, checking articles, there was a lot of praise from a lot of people. Obviously, different niches, different groups, they band together. So if we together, we're going to band together, we're going to fight this thing, and then they will fight their thing. So there was a lot of praise and stuff to Seven Dalan for this. It was a lesbian scene. So there was a lot of praise on different things on Twitter, which is now X. But then the
But
negative...
remember, Twitter has also been now bought over by a more conservative person.
Of course,
but anyway.
but now these people, they came in, and the conservatives, they were like, no, this is nonsense. Why must you put this in our face? And now it's part of the storyline. But because there's different writers, there's a lot of different things that's happening behind the scenes that we will obviously never know. But a lot of hate came from it, and Seven de Laan said, we are proud of this. We are proud that we are moving forward. We're more inclusive, because they want to obviously attract a younger crowd. So by doing this, it's to try and stay relevant, to try and stay in, and if they don't, then they're going to lose viewers. But by doing that, they actually ended up losing the older viewers, the older generation that started watching Seven de Laan. And it's like it started subtle. We're just going to put it in a little bit more. And so as you're saying, it's like it's being forced on. Just like you said, it gradually starts increasing. All of these agendas, it starts off small. I'll just give you one.
If you go 5 to 6 to 7 years ago, you would have never thought of doing what people are like open about doing now. You wouldn't even think it. You would have thought, if I put us in now, it's going to make backlash. Now there's liberty just to say, let them do what they want. But that is showing me a bunch of things. It's showing me that a lot of South Africans are still very conservative. A lot of South Africans are still very kind of old schoolish, if you want to call it old school, to say that, nah, but hey guys, we don't necessarily agree with this. Which also shows me, do you know that the LGBT community is only, I think, like 3% or 4% in the world? They're not that big of a community. Which then also begs the question, why is that agenda being overly pushed the way it is? Because it's disproportionate to the ratio of the people who are actually part of that community. Because, bro, if we're pushing an agenda, and if there were 3% coloreds, but everything must be colored.
Yeah,
people will be like, but now it's like, why is everything colored? There's only 3% of them there somewhere in a corner. But now we must force it on everyone. The ratios are
it's
disproportionate.
Not making sense as to why it's such a big thing, why it's being put in schools, in the curriculum now. So if you look at all of these things, you're like, what is the agenda? Even like when I was doing my research about that very same video, just trying to find anything negative, like more so in South Africa. You have to always look at both sides. It's not like you just want to see the positive in this. You want to kind of get different angles and perspectives on something. So as I was doing that, I realized there is no negative, there's no journalist writing an article about how this is affecting people. It's all about pushing this agenda, about like fighting for their rights, not anybody else's rights.
But we now know that mainstream media is regulated, and we know there's something called
Was that
propaganda.
the exact reason, bro?
No, it wasn't. It was one of many.
One of the. But what was the BTS, bro, around the whole situation?
Nah, there's
what
like,
took place
like
then?
two
Who
gay
called
guys.
it a day? Like what?
Nah,
what
so
happened,
the
bro?
whole situation is, bro, it's been losing viewership over the past couple of years. The writers have changed. The style of the show is no more what it was. I would actually argue one of the big reasons that thing never ended up working was because they got rid of some of the anchor characters. And the anchor characters is your Obas and your Hilda. It is your Neville Mainkis. It is your Shamaine.
They did Obas dirty. I found out they made Obas cheat. Obas. That's why he ended up leaving. How can you take him out like that?
And I also know Neville also said, because the thing is not Neville, his real name is Zayn Mias, right? And we know him personally. So he also said there was some things there that they wanted him to do that went against his religious beliefs, that went against his convictions. And so he decided he can't, because he felt like his personal religious and conviction is more important than the show. And he had to make that decision to say that, am I going to bend for this, or am I going to say against I can't? And then
But shout out to people like
Zayn
and these characters, because it's also happening with Ice Cube.
Ice Cube
turned
down
a
9
major
million,
check.
bro.
Chris Tucker as well. They wanted him to also be in Friday again. But because of his religious beliefs and him not wanting to portray that character, even though it is just acting, he refused. And I think it was a couple of million, he turned it down.
But you see more people, but what I'm liking about this, the woke agenda pushing the way they are, it's also making, and this is what Patrick B. David said, he said, it's forcing Christians to come out and say, but guys, hold on, wait, we don't agree with this. And we were okay when you said you wanted to transition. We were okay when you said you feel like a woman, you feel like a man. We were okay with all
when you're
those
in your
things.
own lane.
Be in your lane, do your thing, no problem. We're not gonna have issue. But now that a man wants to come in my 5-year-old same bathroom where my 9-year-old is going to make a wee, and all of a sudden there's a guy in there.
Not even
now
just that.
I have
you see
an
what
issue
they're
now.
doing with preschools and stuff. Now they're gonna have shows. They're having shows where these drag. Okay, they dressed in drag, or they are fully transitioned. I'm not sure, but they now half naked in front of the kids on a stage.
But
Parents
why?
are, exactly.
Why must my 9-year-old see this? Bruh, I don't even let my children watch movies if there's a sex scene or if there's this. When you were growing up, bruh, and you were a kid and your parents walks in, you uncomfortable with a kissing scene, bro.
But
You're
I still
uncomfortable
am.
with the kissing
I
scene.
still am, bro.
So why must my 9-year-old
I
see
still
a naked
am,
man?
bro.
Why? I'm trying to make sense, and this is what Patrick was saying. Is like now Christians are standing up saying we're okay with everything you were deciding to do,
Who's
but
this?
now you are almost
peep.
like forcing this thing now on my kids, on me, on my religious beliefs,
And if you
this
say
is where I'm
something,
gonna say no.
they want to cancel you. And a lot of pastors have actually been like thrown out of places, like maybe like my dad. Let's say we go to one of the kids' concerts, and he stands up and says, "This is not right." In America, this is mainly in America that I've seen it happening, where pastors are literally being thrown out. They are picking the pastor up and throwing him on the ground. The next day, the police are at his door wanting to lock him up. Like,
Yeah.
where does he get the right to come and say that? But it's wrong. At the end of the day, it's wrong, and people are being prosecuted if they stand up against this agenda, especially because they want to go after the kids. If you look at the Pride marches, and this is just things that I've seen on social media. It's there. It's
But it's
public.
not a conspiracy. It's not nothing.
It's there. We've
There's an
seen
even
it.
ones where they're saying we're coming for your kids.
children.
It's
That's
like,
exactly what I wanted to say now. It's sad.
How much
They-
more
they're
obvious do
saying
you
it,
wanna make it?
And they're putting it in front of our faces, and there's very few people that are bold enough to stand up.
Yeah, because it's hard to stand up. Now,
course.
I was watching, and this is where you gotta commend people like Andrew. This is where you gotta commend people like Ben and what's the homie that did What Is a Woman? You gotta commend these gents because it's hard to stand up, bro. I remember during in the middle of COVID when I was preaching against it. It was hard, bro. People that I know personally, people that I love, people that are close to me, that believed everything the mainstream propaganda was throwing at them. I was like, but guys, you can't just believe everything. We know these people are corrupt. We know these people are not accurate. We know that how all of a sudden, they can't even tell you a proper census. South African government can't even give you a proper census because the last time they actually did a proper census was years ago. How all of a sudden now are we getting minute to minute accurate information about this thing? After last year, you couldn't even tell me how many whites were in the country, how many blacks, how many colors, how many Indians. You
No,
couldn't
for
even
me-
tell me.
for
But
me-
today you know the numbers verbatim like this. Something is not right here.
No, because all the other diseases, it stopped. Cancer, AIDS, anything, heart attacks, stabbings, murders, all of that stopped. Didn't you know? The only thing that was killing people was COVID. People that died from cancer, or people that died from any other thing,
But
that just disappeared.
But now the thing is this, they now coming out saying
No,
that
of course.
they over exaggerated I mean CNN, MSNBC, they literally admitting and conceding that the numbers were overblown. A lot of the people were dying from other things, not from
Of course.
COVID. And this. But when we were my issue is this, Nico, when we were saying that in the middle while everything was going on, our videos were blocked, our videos
I
were
was
taken
banned.
down.
I
We
was
were being
banned on social media.
People are looking at us, we're saying it's because of y'all that people are dying, because you're like anti-vaxxers and this and that. Now, star athletes are fainting on the field. People's grannies are getting strokes and
yeah.
blood clots and things.
But even young children,
Yeah.
even young people are getting these things.
Now we're saying, but guys, when we said this,
You were
in the
against
heat
us.
of the moment, then we were the conspiracy theorists, we were the mad ones, we were all of this. And now here's it happening. Now
And
what
look,
must happen?
I can see like you're passionate and you frustrated, you angry because we were actually speaking the truth. And at the end of the day, what we need to realize and where we're at in society right now is when you speak against these big agendas, you're gonna get pushback. We need to understand that where we are, we operate in the spirit. So we're gonna know things and we're gonna share things. Like personally, I told you, I wanted to pay my niece not to get the vac. I said to her, I will pay you to not get it. I'm the only one that never got it, and I stood firm. I was
Shout
like,
out.
I'm
I
not
didn't
gonna
get
get
it
it
either.
because
Likewise, I'm still
any
strong
vac,
and healthy 2 years later.
think about it. Any
And now they're
vaccine
saying
that
it's
was
just like a
created-
normal.
Any vaccine that was created, it takes 5 years because they need to do research, development, testing, all of these things. Now you're telling me within a few months this thing came out. My brother made a joke and he's like, no, I won't get it. I'm going to wait for everybody's horns to first come out. Because he also said, like, it just doesn't make sense. But then because
But
of
any
work,
person who reasoned logically would have seen.
but
man,
fears,
that
think
doesn't
about
make
it. Maybe
sense.
you want to travel. So that's one of the hindrances. A lot
Bruh,
of
there were
people
ways
got
around
because
it.
of, yes.
There were people
I
were
mean,
getting.
there was-
people
bro,
were
there
getting.
was-
Nah, bro.
there
People
was-
were getting those fake. I know people personally that went for those fake
I know people that
printouts.
were selling it. And
Yeah,
they put you on
bruh.
the system.
I mean, there was even these forms that said, if anything happens to you, we are not
Liable.
liable, responsible for all these things. So that in and of itself says like, yo, why the heck are you taking this?
And when they opened the pamphlet, they would open the box. And then when they open the pamphlet, you must have like the ingredients and like the directions of use. Like with any medication, it was all blank.
But here's my thing, man. How we knew Zuma was wrong turn. We know Cyril is wrong turn. We know the ANC government. Wait, I wanna say this.
You must take the Zuma thing back. I'll get to it, but you have
Okay.
to take it back.
No, Zuma was untidy.
No, don't worry. We
Zuma was
You vibed with
Don't worry.
Jay-Z?
Just
Nah,
wait,
Zuma
carry
was
on, wait,
untidy.
carry on.
Zuma was involved with it, was it Indian stuff that was going on? The
You
coup.
think
the
so?
Guptas and
the
all that.
Guptas.
What you see on social media, what you see on the news, don't always believe.
Okay, wait. Okay, I hear you. But I don't want to go too far. But what I'm saying is there
A lot
was.
of people said, had like Jay-Z been around still, bro, there's a lot of things that wouldn't
Yeah,
have-
because he wasn't saying much. He was just kind of like, hey, let's carry on with our lives. But the truth of the matter is ANC is corrupt all this time, right? We can see the country went backwards. Which will bring us to our next point, which is ESCOM, right? We can see the country is going backwards. We can
we
see
didn't get
every
through Tate, bro.
all structures that were put in place. We're gonna get there now. All structures that were put in place, all things that was working. I was speaking to someone now that's like 20 or something like that, and we're having this conversation. And I'm like, you don't know South Africa where things are just working. Because since you can remember, it's been load shedding. Since you can remember, it's been corruption. Since you can remember, you don't know. Our generation is the last generation to know a South Africa where things were actually working properly. There's new generation. Think about it, bro.
To a certain extent.
My kids don't know South Africa without load shedding. They don't.
It's a norm for them now.
For them, and load shedding.
Oh, is that how your kids react? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, loud
load shedding.
Other kids
Because
are
it's like,
"Ah."
because it's like, bruh, okay, this is now probably part of our life. So the
Nothing
point I'm
you can
making
do
is they've
about
been
it.
conditioned to the point where this is normal. This is what happens. This is how it's supposed to be. If we have to go and live in another country where the lights are staying on, they'll be like, oh, now when is it going to be load shedding?
I get that
Because
question
they're
when is
so-
the power going off?
They're so used
That's
to it
when we
going
had
off.
like 6-7 weeks without.
Yes.
It felt nice, but it felt weird.
So here's the story. There's this woman called Dorothy Mushi, né? And she kind of is now validating what Andre the Reuter was saying about all the anti-idleness and the corruption and stuff that's going on behind the scenes as far as ESCOM is concerned. But then she says now she got a tip off from a hitman to say that, look here, that people want to kill you because you're talking too much. So now her life is in danger. Now she's on the run. Apparently, Andre the Reuter also left the country because he's on the run.
Look, they tried to poison him.
You see, so the thing is, so it's getting to the point where it's becoming like you know how Pablo Escobar said, take the money or take the bullet. It's becoming those things. It's like either you're gonna be corrupt with us, or if you're gonna try and speak against us, we're gonna kill you. That's
The
kind of
only
where
way.
it is at the moment.
They have to because they like what he was saying in his interview. There's syndicates and it's big syndicates. Even if there is a solution, a lot of people that, let's say as an example, we just put solar in. The people that supply coal to the country that have these big plants and whatever, they're going to be upset because they're going to end up losing a big market share.
But they're
So-
gonna end up losing anyway because people are starting to put
Fair
solar
enough.
in
We
by
know-
themselves.
We
now.
know that, but look at the greater South Africa, they can't afford it. So if we just look on that basis, they cannot afford it. So either way, somebody is going to be losing money and they're not going to be happy about it. So that's where these syndicates come in. So no matter what solution, because there is solutions to it. South Africa already knows it, but in our little capacity, there's nothing that we can do.
But like that solar farm that they put up,
Of
and then the
course.
government said, oh, you can't give us people power.
It's power just during load shedding, and the excess we're going to put back onto the grid. No, that's not allowed. So you can see there's agendas and there's people at play, and this is just how it is around the world. We have no control over it. If I'm going to expose you, it's not just going to expose you. It's going to expose you, and all the people that is around. There's a network. So because of that, there's certain people that don't want to be exposed. They want to stay in their positions, their authority, whatever, whether they're in politics or wherever. That's why these people are being targeted. They're being taken out because if you dig a little deeper, you're going to uncover certain things, and they don't want that. So that's just how it is. So what can you do?
So what do we do for us who are not afraid to speak out? Because at this moment, we're speaking on a public platform. I've preached about it a million times. And sometimes before I mention it, I can feel like I can sense in my heart that this is going to bring backlash. But I can't. And you see that same conviction that those actors have, where it's like, but I can't keep. What does that make me if I keep quiet? Because then that makes me part of the problem. Because why am I keeping? I can more than see what's going on, but now I'm keeping quiet. Which brings me to the topic you just asked, and we're not going to cover it. Don't you want to take us in there, bro?
Yeah, so this past weekend, Andrew Tate, along with his brother Tristan Tate, have been released from house arrest.
Okay.
Yeah, they've although they still have to be, stuck in Romania. But remember, they were first in prison for about, how long was it? About
6 months or something like that.
6 or 7 months.
In prison?
Yeah, it was like 6 months, bro.
No, wasn't it 3? They only got to prison like the end of
Nah, bro.
2022.
Nah, he said 6 months.
Yeah. When
Nah,
I watched
he's
his
lying.
interview.
6
He's
months.
lying.
Nah, he was in. I think he was in solitary confinement
Yeah,
for 3 months.
for
or
3
something
months.
like
Jeez.
that. Imagine that, bro.
Yeah, for
nothing.
nothing, no solid concrete
Yeah.
reason.
I don't know if you saw the interview with Tucker.
Tucker Carlson.
When he was still on house arrest, it was
Yes,
maybe
yeah,
like two
watched a
weeks
bit
ago.
of that.
I watched the
I
whole
watched the
interview.
whole thing as well.
I think all these interviews are kind of
They're very similar.
Yeah.
He says the same thing.
Patrick and
Patrick with Tucker,
Candace.
with Candace. He says the
Certain
same.
people are listen to the interview because they're gonna ask certain questions like to probe it, and he's gonna.
Now go listen to Patrick. Patrick is one of those guys.
Is it?
That's what I'm gonna say.
I will. Anyway, yeah, as you were saying.
Yeah, so he's obviously free now from house arrest. I got my personal opinions on it, but maybe you
wanna
can.
share it?
Yes,
I want to share.
please.
So for me, I have so much mixed emotion regarding this. I feel as though the world receives Andrew Tate much better when he's on house arrest, because he's safe, he's locked down. Remember, Andrew Tate is the guy that speaks, that in actual fact speaks about the 3 lives that you get as someone that wants to stand out and speak
Stand up
speak
against,
truth, stand up
authority,
against.
yeah.
Yeah, he speaks about the first one, they try and cancel you on social media, and he's being canceled. The second one, they put you in prison for no reason, and he's being put in prison for no reason. And the third one, they
kill
try
you.
and take you out the game. So for me, when I saw this on YouTube, I'm like, oh snap.
But even
And
he
he put
says
it
it.
on phone.
Even
Oh,
he says
snap.
it. He says,
'Cause
I'm
he
scared
says-
about the next
No,
move.
no, he even says, there's this one vlog he puts out, he says, yo, they watching me. As him and his brother is obviously cruising around Romania. So that's where I'm at the moment, bro. I wasn't like, yes, finally. I was like, oh snap,
Now they're gonna want to kill him.
this guy's gonna.
But that's why a lot of, and I don't know if you guys have also noticed, a lot of these whistleblowers, these people that are speaking out, one of the big things that they're pushing on their thing when they're in the interview is, I'm happy, I will not kill myself. They're saying that because a lot of these people just magically commit suicide or something, or they just die in mysterious ways, especially when they like speaking out or like a whistleblower or whatever. So he also said that, and he said like,
They even
I
they
won't
even
kill
coined it.
myself.
They even coined it. I won't. They're not gonna Epstein me because they obviously killed
Yeah.
Epstein in prison because he was so connected with people up
I don't
there.
think he's dead though.
I think they killed him, and the reason I think they killed him was because it's like it was because now the thing is that
I saw videos of him after he was killed on
I
his
think
island.
okay, so I don't know, I didn't check into that so far, but I'm saying us, the 3 of us, we start something there, we start a move. Now we out. Now we agree to say
I'm out, bro.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
on
just
your own.
I'm making an example. Now we agreed before we went, gents, if we get caught, we don't say anything. We all say, yeah, we're gonna keep quiet. They catch you. Now me and Nicole, you already got jail. Hey, what if he says something? What if he does? What if he did? Nah, he won't. We agreed we're not gonna say something. Hey, there they start torturing you. Now we like, hey, they torturing us. What if he starts talking? What if he starts talking? Now we get panicked to the point of like, we must take this man out
Let's take
because
the
if
deal.
he talks,
Yeah.
we all gonna go down with us. And that for me was what happened to that homie. It was like because he was involved with the princes of England and he was involved with the Kennedys, the Clintons and the Vat and all these big people up there. And I'm sure they have enough power to say, if Russell says something here, hey bro, we all gonna feel the pinch. Let's get rid of him.
My opinion, just my own opinion, is he is still around. those very same powerful people you mentioned, they friends. Why am I going to take my bra out that organize all these things, these sinful acts and all those terrible things that they are doing? Because I saw videos, and this is just what I saw on social media. It's not like it was hidden away, but you know how people are. They're going to find it. Somebody went with a drone close to his island on a boat, took their drone camera to go and fly around because everything was still operating on the island after he died. Why is the staff still, who's paying the staff? Why is the island still operating as if nothing has happened? They're still delivering food, everything. So he took a drone and he flew it around there, and he saw the staff members that were apparently let go and whatever they on the island. Then they have video footage of him speaking to it, and then when one of the staff members actually looked up and noticed the drone, told him, he jumped into the golf cart and drove away. So they see these things, but then all those videos got taken over internet. So when I saw it, I also just realized how powerful certain things are, and you can put something on that can be the truth, something that can be fake, something. If it does not line up, if it's exposing, they can just take it off.
They're gonna remove it. What are you saying, bro?
Nah, Tanga Deep says like Kanye said, if I disappear, it will not be me who returns.
Wait, I just want to know, where is Kanye?
They say he's a clone that came back.
No,
Nah,
wait,
Kanye,
no.
so he's living his life with his wife now. You see these images and so forth on.
No, man. You see,
Why is he wearing this? Funny.
He was all,
He had a
all loud.
suit on with bare
He
feet.
was all loud and speaking,
went out
speaking,
like-
and then that all like kind of disappeared after a while. Because I was watching everything that he was saying, and then all of a sudden, like, it just went quiet.
Probably got hooked to the
That's
Matrix.
a-
The Matrix probably.
Nah, Kanye won't get
You
hooked,
think
bro.
so?
Kanye will not.
Why is he quiet, bro? This is
That's
not
Kanye.
like
Not
Kanye.
Kanye.
That's like saying Tate will
Yeah,
cave,
but
bro.
bro, at one point
Ah,
Kanye was
okay,
like
bro.
Out
out
there.
and about and like really against all these authorities and pushing his way
And
of
showing
thinking.
the
But now
messages that he's getting, like they'll put him back in the MKL, whatever that, mind control, whatever. And now he's quiet. I'm like, where's Kanye? So I just pray for him. I'm like, I don't know what happened to you, but
But what were you saying about Tate, bro? What?
he's out now.
yeah, for me, actually, it's again, bro. For me, I think we receive a better Tate, you know, as the world, because he has a positive impact on many, even women, not just men and
I think
yes.
this is very good for men. Look, for
There's a
women
large
too.
percentage, yeah, I agree there.
For women too, but a lot of women, obviously, they only saw little clips. I was telling Xavier, a lot of women saw a little bit of clips of Andrew Tate. And because of that, a lot of them are like, he's a misogynist, he's this, he's that. Not
But
actually
my thing,
understanding.
who says that? It's the people that don't watch Andrew Tate that says
Exactly.
these things.
But it's those
Most
little
of the
clips.
women say, nah, I want a gent like this.
Now
People
they say
don't
that.
know Andrew Tate.
Now they're saying that. That's not what they said when Andrew just came out during COVID, all that. I watched how so many women just, they tore Andrew down. And I was like, how stupid are you? To not actually take the time to understand what is he saying. He's trying
Was
to
he
build
speaking
up
facts,
men.
though?
Yeah, again,
Yeah,
those
he's
are the
trying to
those are the
build
15-second woman.
You know what I mean? So unfortunately, a lot of women, in the beginning, it was, no, I don't want, and people, guys would go up to people in college, girls in college, what do you think of Andrew Tate?
I hate
they
him.
would do this,
Why?
little, yeah, he's a misogynist.
Just leave me
Okay.
alone.
Then they
Walk
ask
away.
him, can you define what the misogynist is?
Then
And
they
then they
must
walk
sway
away.
and walk away.
You must watch this one interview with Tate, and I think it's about 4 or 5 women that's interviewing him. In the beginning of that interview, they're all like, yeah.
Was
show
it
him
on
now.
the
We're
Fresh
gonna
and
sh-
Fit show?
I
I'm
think
not
it
sure
was
what
fresh
it-
and fit,
like,
bro.
yeah, I'm
It's
showing
like,
you,
yeah,
yeah, now
we are strong women. We are this, we are that. Yo, by the end of the conversation, it's like,
They were like,
hi Andrew, where you going after this? It's like, can I have a picture with you? He's like, can you see what I'm talking about? They carry on like this, but in reality, they want a man to say,
they want a real
hey,
man.
wacht, kom, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Come, baby, come, I'm pay for you. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do. Because deep inside, a woman was designed that way. Like,
Be feminine.
I want that to know that my man is here, man. He's
And
gonna
it's not just
plan
about
for me.
the
He's gonna-
protection side of things. It's literally, it's the financial. It's to know that I can follow you. I can
Yeah.
submit you. A lot of women are like, no, you're not worth submitting to, which I understand.
Because
But,
there are some ones that are anti-Libra, so it's like it's one of those.
but he is that kind of person. And it takes a bit of time if you just actually listen and use 2 cells in your brain to actually see what is he saying. He's speaking the truth. It's genuine. Like, that is what the woman wants. No woman wants to actually work. Down to the core, nobody wants to work. To know, you got everything sorted. I can come, I can be feminine, I can look after the kids.
Which woman did you see that meme of that woman? She's like, who thought it was a good idea to say we must work? I don't want to work. I want my husband to work. She's was crying, right? She was like, why did you guys fight for work when I want to work? Because now she must answer this.
Yeah.
Obviously,
No, you
bro,
don't wanted that.
anyone, even a gent, it would be nice just to bloom and money's coming.
Because they asked guys, they were like, if you had a choice, would you work? No.
Who wants to work?
But
Nobody wants to
They
work.
put this in, and they put it in society to get certain things because now people want a certain type of lifestyle. They want that car because if I have that car, if I have that clothes, if I have that bag, I'm more accepted. People look at me, they respect me. So they put all these things like luxury or expensive things. It's actually for poor people.
But it's all
something
propagated,
to
yeah.
work towards. It's so that other people. It's for other people. You buy things you can't afford to impress people you don't even like or you don't even know. Makes no sense, but
What's the point at the
what
end?
is the point at the end of the day? Some people genuinely do get satisfaction out of working. Like for me, I know I'm blessing so many women by what I do. So I go above and beyond because I could literally just work from 8 to 5. But
Yeah,
when
but you actually doing something you like it, you like doing,
But I'm
and there's a
making a
purpose
difference,
behind
yeah.
it, and there's like, so it's like, okay, I actually want to do this because there's at least there's a
There's
purpose here, there's
satisfaction in it,
satisfaction.
knowing that-
I can see women's lives change and things. So there's like a reason behind it. It's not just
I go to
a
work
9 to
and
5 like, thing clock in and then look at a watch like, I see when is it gonna be 5 o'clock? I want to go home now. It's
But
not
most
like
people
that.
hate it. It's
Most majority, if you're gonna go blanket statements, majority of people don't want to get up. Who wants to get up 6 o'clock in the morning in the winter time when it's cold outside and you're thinking, yeah, man, I must go to Span, go stand and wait for a taxi
there you go.
or something. Who's gonna wait? Who's gonna want to do that, bro? Nobody.
But they have to because things are going up, things are changing all the time. You need to pay for your car, otherwise you're going to lose your car. Then you can't go, then you must take it. And you just think about it and it causes
Yeah,
people
so
to
women,
stress.
get a solid man. They can do this for you.
But
But,
that's why-
when we want to do it, you'll still beef with us.
But no, here's the thing. A lot of women are not prepared for that.
Don't come and tell me I'm
Shame,
my
who you
own
chilling
woman.
with? Oh, shame. No, but it's true. A lot of women, they don't know what it's like because they've gone through different guys. They've been hurt by different men. They don't trust. So if there is a man that
A
comes
lot of
in and
women are
says,
growing up without their fathers also, so there's that trust element that's missing.
I meet a man that can do X, Y, and Z for me, but I've always been insecure. I've always been with guys that treated me. I had to pay for them or whatever. Now you come into and you meet a real person, you'll self-sabotage. A lot of women will self-sabotage because they don't realize it. They're like, oh, you're trying to control me. No, I'm just here to provide for you. But a lot of people, they can't recognize a real man. That's why in the beginning with Tate, there was so much hate against him because they couldn't understand this is what a real man is supposed to be. He's supposed to provide. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to take. So you lead. He's going to lead you. If he says we're going away, he plans everything, you go with the flow. Chill vibes. Easy. No stress on the woman. But most women don't realize it. So they can't recognize it. They will say, oh, you're trying to control me because of what? The media makes them believe I need to be an independent woman. I need to do this. And I look at it and it's sad. It's genuinely sad. So they'll take whatever, or they'll go for that guy that's maybe abusing them or using them and think, oh, if I just do this for him, he's going to change.
But here's the thing, bro. Candace Owens did a show yesterday where she actually came out to say who is the woman that's causing all those problems. Her name is Gabby. Emma Gabby is her name, right? And she's the one that called the cops the day where, well, she didn't call the cops. The guy that she was on the phone was called the cops. The day when they raided the house, the first time they actually raided the house, came in at the cops and all that stuff, and took everything and then found nothing, which was already a red flag. It's like, how did they caught you off guard, bro? If you catch someone off guard, you're supposed to catch us. You're supposed to get a smoking gun. If I catch you and you didn't expect, you most now not gonna hide the things, or you're not gonna delete things. It's like, yo. Yeah, I was caught with red-handed, and so yeah, boom, you confiscate my laptops, you confiscate everything. There's gonna be stuff that if I was in the middle of a transaction, if I was in the middle of soliciting some sort of images I wasn't supposed to, if I was in the middle, and you take my laptop while I'm busy, you're gonna find the things there. So how come when he came back, he said they took my laptops, they took my phones, they raided my house, and they literally couldn't find anything against me. So Candace Owens did a whole thing where she came out, this woman Emma Gabby. Her first case was against a man when she was still like 16, and she told the man she's 20 something. She lied to the blah blah blah. The basically she was on a website where she mentioned the website was like a sugar daddy website where gents go on and go and find like pretty girls or whatever, and she baited the invited her. The took her around the world, private jets, vibes, easy, nice, and then there was some disagreement that happened, and she said, okay, if you're not going to give me this, I'm going to go and say you raped me. Then he said, yeah, but I didn't. And then she said, yeah, but watch what I'll do. Boom, she destroyed a man's life. The man went
Reputation,
backwards,
everything.
reputation, business partners, everything down the drain. And then she came out and said, yeah, I'm only 16. I'm 17 or something like that. So it was now underaged. So that man got locked up. Second man, same thing. So Candace Owens is like showing her track record of how she does this to the gents.
Yeah.
Second man, same thing. Same thing, came out, told her guy, oh no, this, oh that. Guy flies her out, shows her a good time, travels around the world, does a bunch of stuff. They have a disagreement. She says, okay, right now, I'm going to extort you. Disagreement turns into a bad thing, starts leaking messages, starts doing all sorts of crazy things. Boom. Now that guy took it further. That guy now is taking her to court in Florida. He actually went further and said, no, I think it's Fisher or something. He went further and
As
said,
we speak.
yeah, as we speak now, there's a court
Dope,
case going on to
dope.
say that, look, you're this
Dope,
woman,
yeah.
she
You
lied
can't
to
be
me,
doing
she
that.
extorted me, she did all those things. Now she's saying I raped her and that, which is not true. I have messages, I have everything to prove it. Then, while that case is going on, she meets Tristan. So actually, Andrew has nothing to do with this, bro. She met Tristan. And then she started chatting with Tristan, and then they were vibing. Tristan flew her over to Romania. You know that video of the CCTV where she's ordering the pizza and walking around there in the yard and then going out of the yard and then coming back in the yard?
Oh, yeah.
That's her, bro. And so then Tristan flew her over. She was chilling.
I think she
Then
was with her and a friend.
yeah, her and a friend. Then she said, nah, she thought she's going to come here, she's going to go travel, she's going to go to Paris, she's going to go here, she's going to go there, it's going to be lekker. But now Tristan and Andrew sitting and working the whole day. They're sitting behind their laptops the whole day, morning to night. She wants to go and travel, she wants to be on yachts, she wants to do this, she wants to do that. So Tristan called and said, hey, listen here, baby girl, we're busy spanning here. This is our work, this is how we make our income, this is how we make our money. We can't just go travel and do whatever. So I can give you my card, and then you can go with the other girls, because it's like a whole
Bunch
group
of
of girls that are in the house. You can go with one of your girls, make friends with one of the girls, and then you can go wherever you want, book a flight, whatever. Here's my card. Tristan gave her the card. She went to go travel, she went to go do a bunch of stuff. She came back, and then she told Tristan, no, but she wants to go. He promised her this, and he promised her TikTok fame and this and that. So Tristan said, hey man, relax, I'm busy here. And then she conspired with her other friend and said, hey, these ones come, I'm going to show them now. Then the other friend didn't want to. The friend said, no, man, those ones didn't do anything to me. I don't want. That's why all the girls that are coming out are saying, nah, they didn't do anything to us. Remember that all of them are like, nah, these ones didn't do anything.
Not just
That's
all of
actually
them.
so nice, yeah.
2,000 people, bro, that
said
have
these
been
ones didn't do
contacted
anything.
of Andrew's and Tristan's past from
That are, like,
from people that
fighting for
work.
him.
Yeah. So bro,
So
that's
then
whack.
she tried to convince his friend and said, look, here come, we're going to start us Owens. We're going to extort them, we're going to get money. So her friend said, how do you know? So she said, nah, I've
did it
done this
before.
before. I got money from this man, I got money from that. I know what I'm doing. Come, are you going to join me? Then the friend said, yeah, come, let's do it. Then she started fabricating messages, started fabricating things. Then she started chilling with the American gent. Then they were talking, flirting, blah, blah, blah. Then she said to this American gent, yeah, I'm here in Romania, I'm being kidnapped and I'm being human trafficked and what. So that O said, hey, if that's what's going on, I'm going to phone the embassy. Then she said, no, don't phone the embassy. I'm okay. They didn't do anything to me. What? Then that man said, no, what do you mean? You human traffic, blah, blah, I'm going to phone the embassy. Then he phoned the embassy. Then the American embassy told the Romanian embassy to say, hey, the Romanian government to say, hey, those people are human trafficking people here, blah, blah, blah. Then that's the day when they broke into the house, bro. Then Andrew said, what do you mean? This woman has my card. She's moving up and down. I can give you all my CCTV footage. Then you'll see. There's nothing sketchy going on.
Random, just kind of like a side point. Don't you think it's sad that it happens to men? Okay, look, women, it happens like throughout, but the fact that men get trapped like this, because a lot of men are lonely. We spoke about this. A lot of men are lonely. They're just looking for love at the end of the day. They're just looking for somebody. Then they find somebody that gives them that attention, gives them that a bit of affection and stuff, and then they get taken advantage of like this. And yes, it does happen. It's not like I'm just on guy's side, but it's just sad, the reality of it, like with social media. It makes things so much harder for guys to actually come up to a woman and say, I really like you, can I buy your coffee? You know, a lot of them have lost that ability to be able to come up to a woman, talk to them, and just have a conversation. Now it's, I need to go, I need to like a post, I need to slide into a DM. Oh, but now she's going to first check all of your pictures and like judge you and maybe not even respond. So it becomes so much harder, and that's why so many men are lonely nowadays.
But
Younger
that is the
boys and
truth.
stuff.
It's basically
sad.
your profile is basically
like,
like
yeah,
your CV
It's
that
your
you give it.
portfolio.
Yeah.
Like now they saying, okay, what does
He
it
belongs with
drive?
us, he drives us car, that's okay, I'll see if I reply to him.
And it's sad. A
But
lot
wait.
of men are lonely.
There's one story that I forgot to mention. The third guy, before she met Tristan, there's a case against her about the third guy because that homie committed suicide. So his brother came out and said, this man committed suicide because this woman started extorting him. This woman started doing 1, 2, and 3. So the man killed himself. So now she has that case pending. So
But
now
yeah,
it's like,
bro, that's extremely sad, and bro, I'm glad these cases are going on. I mean, there should be something against these, not just female, but just people in general that do these things to
'Cause it happened to
these
Cristiano.
people. It happened
It
to Ronaldo.
happened
It
to-
recently happened to a footballer.
It happened to Neymar.
It's currently happening to Neymar. Mendy from that used to play for Man City. This is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Is innocent. But now his whole football career is basically down the drain.
You saw Neymar's video. What
one?
happened? With a lady
In the
tried to do
hotel
that.
and
Yeah.
stuff on, yeah.
Because he had his camera on. He just knew to record it. He managed to
protected
protect
himself.
himself. And today, in today's society, men, unfortunately, and women, you guys need to do that. You need to put
Record the
something
thing.
to record the
Because who's
thing.
going to believe you?
It's just sad.
But you see, that's the thing, bro. So it's been happening to all these gents. But yeah, I want to bring a scriptural point to this. When God says, gents, just relax, calm down, get a wife, settle. Because the truth of the matter is, bro, if Andrew did it God's way, we wouldn't have been in this position in the first place. Don't know, people may disagree with me. If he did it, met someone, settled down, had one wife, or maybe even if he can afford to have 3 wives, 4 wives, or whatever, but got married properly with his children, his family, you automatically cut that whole possibility of that even happening to
Those
you.
stuff happening, yeah.
Fair enough. But at the end of the day, even if you are married, even if there's still women that's going to try and come after you. There is a lot of sick women.
True also.
I see it. You have money, they want the money, they want the lifestyle. And a lot of women now, like a couple of years ago, this whole blesser thing became such a big thing.
I remember that.
Like,
yeah.
I don't have to work, I can get whatever I want. I want the nice bags, I want the shoes and everything. I mean, when I was in high school, I had girls. I couldn't understand because I'm not one to have a lot of girlfriends, but I couldn't understand how girls at 17 managed to get boys to buy them high heels and bags. And I was like, I'm still playing FIFA with my friends at home. Like, y'all are out here.
Y'all are out here with
at
the bags and the
17
heels.
Where I never had heels. I was like, why? It hurts your feet. I couldn't understand it. But and that's like what, 16, 17 years ago. That was the mindset that they had back then already. So imagine how things have evolved now. Now it's just nice pictures on social media. People are liking you, they don't know you. Why are you liking that girl's picture? You don't know her.
Question, is that not prostitution?
Yeah, it's like soft porn also.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere.
No, I'm talking about the fact that you selling your body for us to buy you the heels, the bags, the what. Because obviously Russell wants something in return.
yeah.
Of course.
What does he want? He must wants to.
No, but now the facade is it's my boyfriend. You know, it's my boyfriend. Now they come with different
A
terms.
50-year-old wumpy.
They always change it. It's a blesser. There's always different terms to different things. Like, I'm just saying it. People might be like offended, but you can say somebody's obese, they plus size, they fat.
It's
Which
the
one
same
is
thing.
it? It's the exact same thing, but people try and sugarcoat it. At the end of the day, it's the exact same thing, but they're trying to make it less like,
Offensive.
or
Yeah.
less. You know what I mean? So even with how girls are on social media, I always found it like very demoralizing, especially as a woman. I was on social media when I was in the vaping industry. Women would get the same product I get. Now I work maybe 2-3 hours to promote this brand, going into stores, showing people. But then another girl, she just shows a cleavage, she stands with it like this, she gets 1,000, 2,000 likes.
Post
I'm
itself.
getting 30 likes, but I'm spending so much of time. But I was
effort,
obviously
yeah.
never willing to actually go that route. Like, is it really worth it for likes? For likes. And all the brands would sponsor somebody like that when there's people that are genuinely working and they're not getting any sponsorships. And it frustrated me, but guys couldn't speak out about it. Because, oh, then you're sexist. So I took it upon myself to speak on behalf of them, and the girls couldn't attack me because I'm a female speaking about it. So certain issues you can't speak about as a guy because they're gonna attack you. So having somebody that's on the same level that can say, this is wrong, like you can't do that. So showing your boobs, showing all that, yeah, okay, they wanna show what God gave, but you're leaving nothing to the imagination. What type of a man do you actually want in the future?
That's another thing.
I just wanna comment, and I know we almost done, but I'm gonna comment on that whole rape cases again, these guys and so forth on. And Tate says this as well. The sad reality of all these things taking place, to Tate, to Benjamin Mendy, the footballer, to Neymar, and so forth on and so forth on, is that it's going to get to a point, and it is here now. I'm against rape first and foremost, but it's going to get to a point where the intensity of it is going to be watered down. And that's why when women go to police stations and so forth on and say things, it's like they chase them away immediately.
Look, that's already happening in our country. There's only 1 in 9 women that actually report their rape. Most of the women that don't want to report it, they say it's because of how they are treated when they go to the police station. They don't want to open a case because the police aren't going to do anything anyway. They get humiliated by the very police they're going to for help. Even if they say,
I'm all for help for those people, but I'm saying the
Down
more
the
it goes on,
the more people can like fabricate.
yeah,
They're
to Tate, to Neymar, and like we said,
Especially powerful men.
then it's going to start watering down immensely.
But I don't think you guys realize that it's actually happening now with normal guys. Here in South Africa, it's happening where, like, a lady goes to a club, she's sitting, she's waiting, a guy comes, he buys her a drink, you know, they have the conversation, okay, you're going to go to my place, they have all of these things. And then maybe nothing even happens or something happens, and then she demands something in the morning, and then she goes and makes a case. Now she's already obviously got certain things. She got to sleep with you, all of those
Yeah, so
things.
the DNA is gonna be there.
So she goes and gets these cases, and then she takes him on. And the one guy, I also saw it on social media, it's people that I follow and stuff, and they showed the whole report, and it's lucky that there was cameras at the establishment you went to.
Yeah.
He had WhatsApp messages and everything from her, all of these things to protect himself, because people are doing it here.
But you see now, women like that is making it bad for
women that are really
actually,
getting.
yeah, that's what it's like.
Because now someone that's really must be taken seriously. But even now the gents, because what I've seen also, and I think it's all a strategy from the enemy, in the new culture where this I can do better all by myself culture, right? It's like I can do this, I don't need you, I don't need this and that and that. What's starting to happen is now, let's say there's a married couple, right? Now the wife starts earning more. Right? Now she starts coming home with this mindset of, yeah, this is my things, this is my car, I bought this and I bought that. Now they're always like, ish, baby, you know, it's all right, it's yours, I don't mind. Because innately how God made us, right? The man is the provider and the woman is obviously his counterpart or his helpmeet, or they build this empire together or whatever. But a man's innate emotions is to want to provide. So a man will say, ish, you know, come on, I put us once, I put petrol in the car, ish, come I leave us thing in my rara. Make sure there's electricity in a meter. Can I do that? So women will also do that, but more so a guy will kind of reason it out more like, you know what, let me cover this before I do that. You know, that kind of thing. Now, the studies actually show that when the woman gets money, she feels like, this is my money and this is mine. I want to do this with my money and this and this. So now you're finding when they start climbing the corporate ladder like this and they now leave the O behind, and I've seen this personally also in certain circumstances, it's like, I make more than you can now come tell me, and this and this. Now they're always like, ish, okay.
What
now, it got to the point where some of these women are becoming abusive to the Owens. Or I'm going to call my father, I'm going to call us, I'm going to call. Now the Owens is getting hit and beaten and this. Now this man, if you say the woman was scared to go to the police station, now that's always checking. Alright, whatever. So if I must go now to say, yeah, this woman is slut now. The Owens I was going to laugh at me, say, oh, bro, you must have men, why don't you say something?
It's a sad reality. It's because it's such a materialistic world. That's the bottom line. No matter what it is, women are acting like this because they want things. They
I'm
want
gonna ask
the
you a
name
question.
brands. Yeah.
What do you think is the I'm gonna use a word like say percentage, right? Of gents that are going through this, they just keep quiet.
Yeah, I can't put a number on it.
But if you're saying there's 100 Owens now, ne? That are going through that scenario, the woman is like making him a clanky because she's earning more.
I would say maybe 85%.
And the Owens are just keeping quiet because they're thinking, yeah, if I say now something that looks whack.
No, but I would say 85%. I'm thinking years ago, I seen it where girls were like that now. we fight, something happens. Now, I fight with I won't talk to him. I won't talk to him for a week. He must come, he must bring me flowers, he must do all of these things to just make
Must
up.
basically simp now.
I was like, wow. I thought, wow, these girls must have superpowers. How do they manage to do this? Like, because I chilled with guys only, so
But they do have superpowers because the whole world do that.
I couldn't
The whole
believe
world
it.
bring flowers and some people.
It's like, okay, why? You guys are guys, so give me some insight, because I'm still till today, I'm like, why would
Okay,
you
I'm gonna
do
answer
that?
this question and then we have to finish the show because now we're going over time, but it's fine. One of the things is men hate seeing someone that they're worth another. So what happens in the back of a guy's mind is like, "Ish, what if she meets another?" And women sometimes they know this, so now they'll purposely take a picture with a guy that looks a bit provocative or whatever. Now this man is going through the social media thinking, yo, who's this new? Oh, who's this? Oh, this. And now there's that element of jealousy. So Andrew says this. He says when two men meet each other, in the back of their minds they're already thinking, all right, this man is like this, is like this, is like this. If push comes to shove, how are we gonna roll each other? It's like that's how
Is that true?
that's how men kind of like measure each other up, like in a social seating or whatever. James already kind of in the back of their mind. If things really do go all the way south, who's gonna be able to? How are we gonna? This man is gonna be on my side. This man, how? It's kind of how men are innately kind of like competitive and
Yeah.
like, "Hi, bruh, my car's bigger." If you see it with James with cars, even we'll stand outside. "Hi, bruh, I got a
Yeah, I've
12-inch
seen
sub.
that
I got a
competition,
15-inch sub. Hi, bruh, you know I put those rims on this." It's like a natural competition that goes on among the gents there. So it's that like if I'm joining you and I'm seeing you now pictures with another, I'm like, yo, ish. Now your mind works overtime. You're like, yo, are they kissing? Are they doing the
What's
things we used to do? Yeah, I need my Mary back. Then now comes, ish, baby, I'm sorry about that.
Nah, bro,
Cook,
why do you still
kill
follow
the
this
call,
person?
Kill the call. Bruh, that's what happens.
Okay,
I
for
was
you,
doing
I
that,
want to know,
bruh.
like, he explained it and it makes
No, it
sense.
makes.
I want to know from your side, like, why would guys now put themselves through that? Like,
I've been in that
True,
position, bro, where I'm
you-
like, ish, do I simp?
Now I try my personally. I try my best to just cut.
so let's say, okay.
It's hard though, bro.
No, but I'm
Yo,
meaning
bro,
it's like
it's
you'll
more
never broke up.
difficult having the person on your socials and
It is.
store. It's
No,
more
no,
difficult.
take that
Peace
away.
of mind. It's a lot easier, bro. It's like
No, what I'm trying to say is, let's say, okay, so we're dating, and now we're in an argument. Something happens, and I'm upset. I saw a girl message you, and it was nothing hectic. Maybe it's like somebody from the church. They message you about, oh, we're gonna see you tomorrow because at 7:00 we need to set up. Now I
see
misinterpret
tomorrow
it.
with a wink.
Yeah, I misinterpret it completely. I don't know who
Who's
this
this girl
person
sending
is.
you messages?
So I picked this hectic fight with you, and don't talk to me, don't come to me, whatever. So I go home. Now I'm not talking to you. And not to say I'm posting pictures or whatever on social, because that time like Instagram and stuff wasn't there. But now we're not talking. And maybe I'm just at home or whatever, but it goes 1 day, 2 days. Now it's 4, 5 days, we don't talk. Where's that some mentality coming from where, I need to go there.
I think partially, do I get another girl like this? Especially if this man thinks Shora's girl maybe is the nicest thing he's ever seen in his life. She has this, she has that. Now you're thinking, am I gonna get another Mary like this? If we already built this thing. That's why you hear people say, yeah, now after 5 years, you're gonna throw away 5 years. Now you start thinking, must I not go back? Must I stay?
No, but if
yes.
she's already moved on so quick,
No,
bro,
but
already
no,
there's like
no,
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 she
weird
didn't move on.
patterns.
We
She
fight.
didn't
We just
move
having,
on.
You're
we just
just-
having a fight.
Yeah, it's just a fight. And at the end of the day, if
Nah,
you
man,
look
if-
at
if
it,
she's your girl, like-
if you look at it at its foundation level, she was wrong. She assumed, she never gave you the opportunity. She
But
wasn't
now you
mature
must
enough. She wasn't mature enough to actually have that conversation with you and say, look, I saw this message. It really affected me. It's playing on my mind. What's happening? Who's this girl? What was she saying? Why is she messaging you at 7, 8, whatever time in the evening? So it gives you the opportunity to explain yourself. I just jumped down your throat and it's like this. And now you feel bad for doing nothing wrong. And then you still must run back and go simp. Like how, because he obviously explained it like with a
Like
with
a
good
jealousy
understanding. Yeah, like the
kind
jealousy,
of,
how guys are with each other. They see from your perspective. What would you do in that situation? Number one, you weren't wrong. At your age now, knowing what you know, how would you deal with a situation like that? Would you go?
Because you don't want to throw the whole thing just away
Yeah.
now over an argument.
But
Yeah,
knowing you're
obviously,
not
yeah, it
wrong.
obviously depends where you're at also in the relationship. How many years? have
Okay,
you
you're
been
3
in
years
and so
in,
forth.
because now
3
you-
years,
you-
and also depends what's your intentions and so forth. Are you
You,
worth
Jay,
fighting for and so
you-
forth? Have we
you-
had that
look, if you were
conversation
there for
of
3 years-
you're. But first and foremost, I'm the OG. Like I also know my worth.
Okay, fair enough. But look, you're with this girl. You like this girl. She's obviously feeling insecure in her own thing. And I'm asking you personally, Jay, like, you with this girl. Maybe you see a potential future, but you maybe just too busy, or you're working on, like, getting there financially so you can secure whatever the thing is. Now this situation happens. She assumes. Now she doesn't talk to you for a few days. What do you do?
Nah, of course you're going to make the situation better.
So you aren't the type of person like, I wasn't actually wrong. Now why must I go groveling and
Nah,
saying sorry?
For me personally, sorries aren't difficult. I don't know how people.
But don't you
find
think
this-
now you must
But
say
you
sorry
don't
for
know
something that you
that
didn't
you didn't do? No, you'll obviously talk about it. Like
she
you,
doesn't wanna talk to you.
Like, I like doesn't want to completely.
No, she's just like you phoning her.
She's
not
being hard up
present.
now,
Yeah.
she's
and
playing
her
hard to
love
get.
language is the gifts and so forth on for you to get in.
You asking so much questions. This is-
But that's why I'm just trying to figure out like the dynamics and everything of this whole situation. I hear what you're saying though.
Hypothetical, how
I hear
would
what
you
you're
handle the situation? You're in a relationship with a girl. She's just being a girl.
Okay, come and answer this question of how I dealt with my personal one, right? With someone that you know.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. My first initial thing was, damn, I need to get her back. Now you start missing the person. Now you start thinking, hey, she does that. And the other, is she speaking to someone else? What if someone uses this gap now to slide in while we fighting? I need to get her back. Then you go there, you try to simp now the thing back. Then you gauge from there where you stand. Then you see like, okay, sure, yeah. So my personal situation was I went, I realized that I'm not going to come right, bro. Then I had to put on my top G mentality, like, alright, bro, as hard as this is going to be, it is what it is. Thug life for life, one guy. Mask is
But
the
deep
like,
down,
you, yeah, bro, you
down.
crying yeah, inside,
Right.
but it's like, nah, me, yeah, this is me. But again, and that will come with you as an individual, as again your standing, your emotional standing, your how confident you are in yourself, your personal confidence, your personal kind of like, I'm looking for the word, but I think people understand what I'm trying to say. Like your bravado and you're like, I'm not gonna now go and simp and va. Like Andrew says, it hurts, but you must have it.
But you just
Not
gotta go.
worried, man. I'm alright. Then you play it out from there, and if she carries on moving on, then it is what it is, bro. There's nothing you can do. You can't go and simp. You can't jump into the DMs. Nothing, bro. She moved on. You just have to swallow it and keep it moving.
Because if that's the case, leading forward, it becomes a pattern now. So now going forward, there's always going to be that,
precedent
yeah.
initially.
So for me, bro, I went to the workplace, can we talk, bring flowers, bring everything, chocolates, your favorite, this and that, can we talk? Nah, it's done, there's nothing we can do about it. Alright, okay, it is what it is. Go home, you
Yeah,
cry.
but if you know you're wrong,
Did
bro,
you
but
cry though?
I didn't cry, but I was sad.
Inside you cried?
Yeah, I was like, my heart was
Did
sore.
you
I was
ever
like,
cry over a girl,
ish.
Jay?
I
Did I
never,
ever
I've
cry
never
over a
cried,
girl?
but my heart was definitely.
Come, let's
I'm
be
not,
honest.
I'm not gonna say my heart wasn't, so it was so. Yeah, Jay,
Now
you
for-
want me to cry.
nah. For me, in general, I adapt to change like
Quickly.
quick, like extremely quick, even with house moving and so forth, just in general. So, nah,
Never cried over a girl.
not cry, nah.
Me,
But inside you obviously
it
cry.
is
No,
sad,
I
bro.
think I
Yeah,
just wanna
we
ask
have
you another
we
thing.
have
It does
emotions
hit you.
at the
It
end of
hits
the
you
day.
hard.
I'm not
Like
here
that.
like macho man.
But I want to ask you guys, and this is for other guys to obviously see. You guys are obviously in the church, you're more in touch, and you have a relationship with God and stuff. When you go through difficult times, because a lot of men don't know how to deal with X, Y, and Z, they don't know how to express the emotions, and most men are not going to speak about it. That's something
Listen to Tupac, watch Andrew Tate, all these watch action movies, all these rugged
Get your
things that
testosterone up.
no, yo homies, don't be on some like romantic tips and all of watching these
The
rom-coms and
Notebook
Hey,
so forth.
you're
Nah,
gonna-
you're
you're
gonna
gonna get
Tupac,
sad, bro.
Andrew Tate, action movies. What's another one?
Pray,
Get a six
the
pack. Get a
Bible.
6-pack.
I was about
Get
to
a-
say,
go
explain
get a
those
si-
elements.
Yeah, go get a 6-pack. That's what you do.
And you?
But you have to, yeah.
Advice for guys. Genuine advice for guys.
And that's not even, sorry broski, that's not even like, carpet over and things, nah.
Now, my advice for gents, and this is what I did, right? I was like, Isaac, this is what it is, bro. Now, I use that anxiety situation as fuel to say that, okay, sure, bro. And then I played the scenario in my mind. If this chick sees me at an event, if she sees me somewhere, if she sees me at a function or something,
I know
right?
what you're gonna say.
I need to be switched on, bro. I can't be
person.
looking like
Sad.
Shane is also good at level, so look how he looks. I must be pulling up, and that was
Don't be found lacking, bro.
You can't be caught lacking, bro, at all, bro. This is why Omi done pulled up a Porsche. This is why Omi done made sure the hair's always clean. This is why Omi done made sure
Is
because
that
it's
for you or is that
no, that's for
definitely
me.
you?
That's
How
for
about
me.
It's not to show them.
Nah, that's for me. That's for my own personal ego. Like I'm gonna make sure I'm not caught lacking, bro.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm not gonna be caught lacking, bro. You see me at the function, they must be like, yeah, Rosex, I saw you bought the dust. Your IC6 is here. Your IC6 is dust. I'm gonna be
So you
articulate.
can't-
I'm gonna
it's for
up
you,
my
but
game.
they must also say like, shh.
It is for me, and it's just to boost my ego. That's all it is. Regardless of what she thinks, if she even, I don't even know if she sees it. I'm not even sure if she's out there on my IG like that, on my socials like that. But for me personally, just to kind of feel good about myself, it's like, nah, bro, I done switched up now. I switched up. And I think women do it also. They go cut their hair. They someone go get a tattoo, or they someone go get something like out there, like, nah, now.
true, yeah.
You see? So it's that, but it's more for your own ego. It's not whether they see it or not. At some point, you got to make peace with it.
Whatever
So
motivation is good motivation at the end of the day.
Okay, so being hurt is one of the biggest motivations as to why you're also going to step up. And I'm just asking this because a lot of people will ask it. So
You're either gonna
has to happen in your life that's going to make you like.
You're either gonna go into depression and go and end yourself, or you're gonna say, "Ah, bruh, now I gotta switch up now. I gotta
And you?
do something."
Same thing.
I think
Something has to happen.
I think now not necessarily something has to happen, even just in general, without whatever motivation and so forth on, motivated within myself. But those things are, like Zake said, I agree. Those things are elements that can boost that to say, you know what?
Must go to
I'm
John
not-
now.
Yeah, now. Whether she sees it or not.
I
But
think,
for
look,
me, I wanna feel-
some guys that I know, because like I said, I have a lot of guy friends. A lot of them do it to show them. Now I'll show you I'm better. You're going to want me back. I'm going to do it so you chase me. I'll never chase you again. So you have that element like, yes, okay, I'm doing it for myself. But a lot of people, low-key, I'm doing it so that you can see it.
Now, for me, the thing is this, right? You've now moved on. You got a new gent. I don't know if you guys have, like, brothers always says so many true things that I thought before I even knew this guy. But it's like, there's already stepped that you, I don't want you back anyway. That's how men think, right? It's like men, and I don't know if they do that just to kind of validate their feelings. Like, you damaged good, it's alright, I don't want you back anyway. Because you say that to yourself to must now
Make yourself feel better.
obviously make yourself feel better about the situation. Your heart is still sore, you're still like feeling some type of way, but you kind of want to must now fight against that feeling. You're like, you ready slept with us, man, it's alright, I'm not worried anyways. And then something in the back of your mind has to be like, as much as I kind of want to spite her, I already know that nothing can happen after this anyway. Even if we do meet up, even if I do see you somewhere, what's the chances? Will it be the same? And most of the ones will tell you it's not going to be the same. After a hectic breakup, after someone's already kind of moved on, now you try to make it work again. Now it's like a patch situation. It's like, this isn't how it was the first time. This thing is now ready. It's like it's broken. Now you're trying to fix it, but you can still see the cracks and still leaking here. It's like, bro, it's not working anyways, bro. So might as well just let it slide.
Passionate about this topic.
Not passionate about most stuff. But it is what it is, man.
Facts, bro.
I think that's
I
something
think
you
we
guys
gotta read
need
the
to-
comments before we call it. I think we must have our next convo about that, Jay.
will
Because
be dope.
that is
It's
the
something
passion.
gents need. The younger boys really need it, because I look at them and I'm sad for them. A lot of boys come to me for advice about this type of thing. That's why I'm asking you guys, because it's little snippets that I can actually show them. This is what other men are saying. Married, not married, this is how they deal with it, and things from the past, you know. So it's something that you guys need to do. You guys have a platform for it, so you guys can actually help a lot of young men and have other ladies have that conversations, and then have them see, like, you can't operate like that.
Yeah, facts. But if I must say, a lot of what Andrew says, bruh, it's facts, bro.
Nah, 100%,
it's facts,
bro.
bruh. You got to switch. You have to switch on, bruh. You can't go and cry in a corner. You must say, alright, okay, game time. That's the best way, actually, just to deal with it. Go for it, bro. Comment.
Yeah, no, broski. Fabio's saying, and he actually says, invite me on this topic, please, man. I know he has a lot to say, broski.
Nah, facts. Let's for real, bro. Let's check, bro.
But he says peace over everything else. Like Andrew says, choose the upward trajectory and go better yourself. Couldn't agree more. And then Felicia says, you're worth like Jay says. And then she also says he hasn't met the one yet. How do you know? And yeah.
Invite me on a topic. Now, but guys, look, we went way over our time, but I mean, it's really started getting passionate here at the end. And I think that's a conversation we genuinely need to have, and I want ladies in the room for that conversation
Yeah,
also.
that will actually be nice.
So we
bro.
can have that back and forth on that.
Please, can I make a suggestion as to who we can bring on? This. I don't know if she will. You guys must reach out to her. Her name is Jill. Jill,
Okay.
the one on TikTok.
Okay,
She
I'm gonna
will.
check.
Let's check it out.
She will have an opinion on,
Yeah,
on
dope.
a lot of things, especially like colored men.
Nah, it's fine. Let's go for
Yeah,
it.
let's go. I want to get someone.
I also
that-
wanna get
I wanna
someone that's
guess,
gonna
yeah,
disagree.
That's gonna be like, no, you must be intact with your
not
emotions,
going
your
to speak like that,
feelings.
though.
You
Nah,
must go and
but
cry
nah, even if she,
for
no,
get
no,
it all
I'm saying
out.
she's gonna disagree. Like,
Yeah.
I men are
we need to
trash.
get- we need to get different types.
That
We need to
disagree,
get
man.
one that's like all about like I must look the part, the hair, the everything. We must get different types of people. We must get different classes of people so that you can understand somebody that's chill, somebody that's humble, somebody that's modest, somebody that's out there. The nails are long, this long, sharp. We need to get that so that we can get different opinions because I think it will speak to
Nah,
a
you're
wide
right.
audience.
You're right, and we always say let's get
Right,
someone
now
with a
next
different-
week, let's start that
with a
series.
different viewpoint. Let's do it, bro. Now I'm serious. Let's do it, and I'm not scared for a different point of view. We can have that conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a nice one. Thank you so much. It was an interesting conversation. I enjoyed it. Nicole, thanks for coming through. Jay, guys, just quick closing remarks. We did go way over, but quick closing remarks, and we can call it a day. Nicole.
Guys, thank you so much for having me on the show again. It seems like I'm gonna be a regular. Okay, guys, we must put it.
Definitely.
Happy to. But I thank you. You guys can follow me on all socials. Mainly TikTok, Cola_Pops. My business is Safety Keychain SA. If you have any questions, want to start a business, hit me up. I'm more than willing to help you, but only if you're willing to help yourself. Otherwise, I'm gonna put my hands up. I'm gonna be like, I can't help you. But thanks again, guys. It's been amazing. One more thing, guys. Ladies, if you're available on Wednesday, please come through to Crystal. We're having a women's conference from the 9th to the 11th. Come through. You can book at the church in the foyer. It's gonna be amazing. I'll be there. I'll be speaking. I think it's gonna be great. There's going to be a lot of information, a lot of insight. I'll be speaking about self-defense. So come through, come and support. I think it will just be a blessing to you, to your family, you know. And yeah, thanks again, guys, for the opportunity.
Nice one, Jay.
Now, shout out to everyone that's been watching and that continues to support these Monday shows. It's highly appreciated, and can't wait to see you next week for another spicy topic. Have yourself a fantastic week ahead. Thank you so much, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. See you on the next one. Love you. Goodbye. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins, and bless up to the world.
And then Jay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.